can't shortchange yourself. Like you're not cheating anybody but yourself. Right? I mean, you're tired. You're literally this far away from the line. Why would you not go that extra to touch the line? Right? So if I let him get away with that, right, all of a sudden he starts maybe to cheat something over here, right? Not give his best over here, not give his best over here. And as years go on, he's going to be he's not going to reach his full potential because he's been taking these little shortcuts that just add up. And you can't let that happen.
Make enough mistakes. You fall, you stand up.
When we say this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves.
This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not going to cripple me. It's not going to be responsible for me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm going to step away on my own terms.
Things may not work on the first flight, but they will work later, and we'll get there.
For the first 3 years, we did not have even $1 revenue from our business. Nobody believed that I could be successful because everybody said, well, this guy think differently, think crazily. We talked to over 30 or 40 venture capitalists. Everybody said, no, forget it. A lot of people said Alibaba is a terrible model. As I said, I believe it. I think this thing could be big if we keep on working. I never thought it would be that big like today. But I believe that something is waiting for me there. And I have to work hard to prove myself. That was the tough experience.
You got to figure it out, right? If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently. All right, AI's situation when he came into the league was different than mine. Mike's situation in Chicago was different than mine, right? Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just got to figure out your own puzzle.
I think I feel fear quite strongly. So it's not as though I just have the absence of fear. I feel it quite strongly. But there are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough, that you do it in spite of fear.
Little by little, we build up our business. Little by little, we build up our ecosystem of the infrastructure. And now, after 16 years, we have an Alibaba group, we have a Tmall group, we have a Taobao group, we have Alipay. And people said, you are so smart. How could you make a company like that?
You can either let the situation continue to affect you, or you can win at something. So if you're struggling in this area, you don't want to struggle in this area too. So you want to, try to compartmentalize your emotions and focus on what you're doing at that moment in time. And you'll find that when you do that, it brings peace to other aspects of your life as well.
There need to be reasons to get up in the morning. Life can't just be about solving problems. Otherwise, what's the point?
When you're optimistic, it's always opportunity. People, same here today. Jack, where is the opportunity? I don't have a job. I don't have this, I don't have that. The best assets you have is that you are young. Don't complain. Let the other people complain. The opportunity always lies where people complain. Think about how you can make things different. And then when you think about this, start to do it. I saw a lot of people, young people, have fantastic ideas every evening. But in the morning, they go to the office same again. If you really want to be entrepreneur, you have to do the things before the other people do. You have to wake up before the other people wake up. You have to be more brave than the others.
I knew that I was not going to be stopped. So at the age of 18, this was my life, right? So you can't possibly become better than me because you're not spending the time on it that I do. Even if you want to spend the time on it, you can't. Because you have other things, you have other responsibilities that are taking you away from it. So I already won.
And that's actually been a very difficult journey, I have to say. Yeah. But I think there are certain important things that we must do in order for the future to be good.
Tomorrow is new. Make the move, make the action. Whether investors believe in this or not, whether your friends believe it or not, whether your parents believe it or not, that's not important. You believe it, your team believe it, and work day and night on this.
I think it's how do you negotiate with yourself? I think that's the biggest thing. Is we talk about the mental side of it, but then what does that really mean? like the thoughts that happen in your mind when you're going through a competitive situation or you're facing a tight deadline, you still don't have the idea yet. What happens inside of here? You talk yourself out of it? Do you say, okay, well, it won't be a big deal if I don't do it? Or I don't have to get up on a Tuesday morning to go ahead and hit the track. What does this day really mean in the long scheme of things anyway? It's just one day.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have those conversations with yourself, are you able to negotiate your way out of, that little, voice telling you it's not that important? Or does that little voice get the best of you? I think that's what separates people who go on to do great things versus people who don't, or people that do great things but in an inconsistent way.
If you really want to work for yourself, think about the others. Because only when the other people are successful, when the other people are happy, you will be successful, you will be happy.
I think it's just finding what it is that you love to do. Like I don't feel like I worked a day in my life. It's hard work as it's defined by the world, but to me, there was no place I'd rather be. I'd rather not be anywhere. I'd rather be on the track at 4 a.m. running wind sprints and, then be in a weight room at 6, and then be on the court at 9, and then, train till 3, and then be back. I'd rather be doing that than anything else. So it wasn't like it was hard work. I just found what it is that I love to do.
When I have tough situations, I try to look at them as challenges. I don't look at them as something where it becomes a burden or something that's heavy on my shoulders. I look at it as a challenge. It's something that, it's just a puzzle that you have to figure out no matter what.